Cable Channel 15 TV, and it's playoff football. The Newport Greyhounds playing host on a very, very cold November night to the football team. The Center Point Knights out of a real tough conference, I think Conference 5 down there in southwest Arkansas, and a football team that comes in here, and anytime you get into the playoffs, you know it's a good quality football team that you got to play. They play in a tough conference, as do the Newport Greyhounds. We're excited to be here, and a reminder that the schools participating in this football game are members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school boards. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of the students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. David Black, Hayden Schultz, Ben Black, Josh Nation on hand. You get one chance to advance, guys. It's winner move on and loser go home. Ben Black, big football game for the Hounds.
Oh, no doubt. Just like you said, survive and advance. Just do what you got to do to win every Friday night and just play it one quarter at a time, one game at a time, and hopefully you just go as deep as you can, and, you know, whatever happens, happens.
Hayden, anytime you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. You can see from last year, Newport went into the playoffs as a 5 seed and went down to Glen Rose and won the football game, beat a number 1 seed. So the seedings, you know, they have a little something to do with where you think you are in the bracket, but you really don't know until you get to play. These guys right here play, you know, lost to Camden Harmony Grove, they lost to Smackover, and they lost to Prescott, and those 3 teams are excellent football teams.
Yeah, I believe Prescott and Smackover are 1 and 3 in the 3A standings right now. So 2 quality football teams that they got beat by. But we got a big game here. Like Ben said, you're only guaranteed 10. And then if you do well, you get an extra one, and then an extra one, and an extra one, just depending on. So it's just a survive and advance here, and hopefully the Hounds come out and show that they're ready tonight.
Well, we mentioned being a cold night. The temperature is going to be in the 30s, and it kind of reflects with the crowd. Very small crowd for the Hounds right now, but I'm sure as it gets closer to game time, of course, we're 3 minutes from game time, that the stands hopefully will fill up a little bit more because it's a very small crowd. It's deer hunting season, and usually on that weekend the crowds are small the first round of the playoffs. The Knights won the toss. They elected to defer, so the Hounds elected to take the football. They'll have the football offensively. Pre-game show brought to you by Arkansas Steel Associates, 2803 Van Dyke Road, 523-3693. Guys, you come off a football game last week where the Hounds played well in the second half. They kept battling back. It looked like the game was going to get out of hand. It really never did get out of hand. It was a pretty close football game at the end. Osceola with a great football team. How does that affect a Newport football team, if it does at all?
I mean, that was a quality football team, and like Coach Hinsley said, that's a team right there who will make some noise in the playoffs. A really good, physical. You're talking about athletes all over the place for Osceola. I'm excited this week to see, because I saw Julius Clark last week. He was limping. I'm excited to see him. He's out there, and he looks to be like he's 100%. So I'm glad to see that, and that will help on the offensive side, but mainly the defensive side, because he's such an asset for that outside linebacker position for the Hounds.
Ben, you just got to make plays.
Yeah, and, you know, you talk about Osceola. You know, you want to win that game. You want to win the conference. But it's just, it can do one of 2 things. You can look at it several ways. But that game could potentially light a fire under these guys and give you a reality check when you still have a chance for an extra life. If that was to happen through the playoffs, you know, you get the reality check as it did when I was a senior. You lose, you go home, and you're done. So it could be a blessing in disguise, but we got to come out tonight, play good, hard Greyhound football, just execute our jobs, do our jobs, play good fundamental football, and, you know, limit ourselves on the penalties, you know, which we've done well of that all year. So I think we're in suit and in line to make a good run.
Well, there's no doubt that we love where we are in the bracket. You know, everybody else will look at it and say, yeah, you know, we love where we are too. But there's no doubt that if you win tonight, if you're fortunate enough to win your first ball game, you would play host to either Piggott or McGee next week. And playing host is always huge, a couple of home football games. But you got to win the first one before you can look ahead, and you can't win the championship till you win the first one. And the aspiration and the goals of this football team is to get to War Memorial Stadium for a chance to play for the state championship.
Well, the state championship game is won tonight. Like you said, if you don't win tonight, you have no chance. So every week, that's got to be the mindset. And this week, we're not going to overlook anybody. We're going to come out tonight. We're going to play good, disciplined football, and we're just going to play it one game at a time.
Hayden, I like where our football team is. I like our mindset. Last night at the I didn't get to see the citywide pep rally, but I got to see some video on Facebook. I like what Coach Hinsley had to say. It's a gritty football team that we have. I think these guys are ready to play. They understand the challenge and what lies ahead. great things can happen for this team.
A gritty football team is what they are, David. Because like we talked about last week, you could have laid down and just took it from Osceola. And we played for 4 quarters. We played hard the duration of the game. I'm excited to see what the Hounds are going to do to respond to that loss last week. When you play a team like that and you have that hype built up and you know you want to get after it and then you get beat, I want to see what our response is. And I think we're going to have a good one tonight.
We'll play 4 12-minute quarters, and the winner to advance. Guys, I'm excited because I think this football team not only has a chance to make a run, I think this team will make a run. And I've said it all year long. I like the guttiness of this team, and I think we're exceptionally well coached. We've got a great mix of good senior leadership amongst some good juniors, some sophomores, and of course some ninth graders that have moved up. We're just about ready to go, and the Mark Martin Automotive Kickoff coming right up. First round of the playoffs 2018. Winner moves on, loser goes home. And where's the play-by-play tag team partner, Hayden Schultz.
And here's the kick. It's going to be a sky kick. Spencer Murphy's going to catch it at 35, look to return. He's going to break a tackle. Spencer going to stick his head down and be brought down around the 43-yard line. Going to be great field position for the Hounds.
Woo, has a great job for him just to receive the ball there and get some positive yards. It gives us a little start about midfield, so I like the start.
Well, all year teams don't kick us deep because we have, Monquell Cox and Theron Davis, those guys who can just go. And they've been kicking it short, kicking it 30, and we've been fair catching. Right there, Spencer Murphy says, hey, I'm going to get my name in the paper right here.
I like it. I like it.
That's right.
We'll go 1st and 10 from the 43. Theron Davis getting the start, the tailback position.
Love our offensive line.
Here comes motion to the bottom of your screen. Here's the snap. We're going Theron. Theron was hitting the backfield. Theron cuts back, hit, and he's going to be tackled for a loss.
Well, played well by center point right there.
That big offensive line. We got Gideon Ball at the center position, Dalton Phillips and Connor Prince at the guards, and big Alex Emery and Zane Watkins at your offensive tackles. Be 2nd and 11 from the 42 now for the Hounds. Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to pass. He's got Clark open. Clark makes a guy miss. Julius Clark's going to be brought down around the 48-yard line.
Hounds look to go fast, maybe. Yes, to the line of scrimmage. Here we go. 3rd down and 5.
Third and 5 from the 48. Monquell Cox now in the ball game. Here's the snap. We hand it off to Monquell. And Monquell's hit the backfield. He's going to fight for everything he can. But he's going to be brought short of a 1st down, but there is a late flag.
That's a little extracurricular on the play, after the play.
And center point brought the house there.
Tell you what, they're playing good scrappy defense, man.
We'll sort this out. It looks like it's going to be against the Hounds. At least the folks from center point think so.
Dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct.
On whom? They never did signal on who, but it's against the Greyhounds. So center point does what they need to do defensively and look pretty quick. Looks like they control the offensive line on those 3 plays. Don't know what the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is. But the Hounds will have to punt here. And let me tell you what, anything can happen in a playoff game. Just got to execute what you've been taught to do all year long.
Craig Falwell to snap.
Cash Forrester going to punt for the Hounds. Good snap. Cash is going to get it off. Plenty of time. It's a booming punt. Nobody back there to return. And it's going to take a Greyhound roll and going to get inside the 15. They're going to let it roll inside the 10 and keep letting it roll. And it's going to get inside the 5. A great punt right there. Cash Forrester flipping the field for the Greyhound defense.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better punt from your punter right there. Just, the wind's in our favor. Great punt. Ball rolls down to about the 4-yard line where they're going to take over. Huge for this defense here.
Yeah, 50, almost 60-yard kick, maybe a 60-yard kick. 34 and 16, and 60-yard punt. We'll name the Hound defense for you. Reminder that WRMC Medical Complex Newport, it's at 2200 Malcolm Avenue, Suite A. And
1st and 10 for the Knights Here's the snap. They're going to hand it off the middle. Clemmy Alcorn in on the tackle. Also, J.T. Haynes in there.
10-yard line. Gain of 6, second and 4.
This is a football team we're playing that lost 52-0 last week to Prescott.
So 56, Mitchell Mullinax.
And you know Prescott is pretty salty.
6-yard gain for Center Point. Make it 2nd and 4 from their 10. Here's the snap. Quarterback's going to keep to his right. He's hitting the backfield. He's going to cut back and make a few guys miss and be brought down. A gain of about 10 be enough for a first down for the Knights.
Ten minutes to play, first quarter, no score, first offensive possession. Ball at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Knights.
Here's the snap. They're going to hand it off up middle. Played well by Julius Pruitt. Julius Pruitt and Alex Emery, but they're saying the ball's on the ground. And Clemmy Alcorn has it in his hands.
Made by number 32, Julius Pruitt, also 55.
Going to mark him down. No gain on the play. Make it 2nd and 10 for the Knights.
Clock down to 9:22 here in the first quarter.
These guys will run a lot of clock when they have the football. They'll be very patient. They'll run the 25-second clock. It's inside 10 right now.
Here's the snap, fake, quarterback play action, looking for someone. He's got the big tight end open across the field. He'll be brought down around the 31-yard line, and it'll be another first down for the Knights.
Made by 32, Julius Pruitt.
Second first down on the offensive possession. First offensive possession for the Knights. 8:50 to play in the quarter, no score.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line for Center Point. Here's the snap and a handoff to the top of your screen. Played well by James Dixon, and then Julius Pruitt's going to get the tackle for a loss.
Well, we just refused to get beat outside right there. Great job by the Greyhound defense to make that stop.
Made by 32, Julius Pruitt, also 51, Zane.
Sam's Diner, downtown Newport for breakfast and lunch. 42 Sports, Alan Russell, and the Jackson's Funeral Home, the 1900 block of Malcolm Avenue. Our family serving your family. 8:15 clock moving in a very deliberate offense here.
2nd and 12 from the 29-yard line for the Knights. Here's the snap, fake. Quarterback's going to keep it on a counter. Played well by the Hounds, but he's going to make a few guys miss and finally be brought down by Julius Pruitt. Be brought down and make it 3rd and 4.
Watch the football, guys.
All right, Greyhound fans, it's 3rd down.
Big 3rd down right here for both teams early in the ball game. You got a star 12 here at the bottom of your screen. Here's the snap. Quarterback's just going to keep. Played well by Clemmy Alcorn. Clemmy Alcorn in the backfield all over it. And we've said his name time and time again. Clemmy Alcorn once again in the backfield.
Huge play.
It's going to bring up a 4th down. A punting situation for Center Point.
7 minutes to play here in the first quarter. This will be another offensive possession for the Hounds, barring the fake and a first down.
Good snap. Going to get the punt off. Theron Davis is back to field it. Theron Davis makes a guy miss. Theron Davis trying to get outside. Theron Davis making another guy miss. Theron Davis lowers his shoulder at the 50-yard line.
And there it is. There's
a
the flag.
flag on the play.
22-yard return.
Got to be a late hit.
Wow. Theron Davis just demolishes the defender over there on the Greyhound sideline.
Great effort by Theron that time.
Yeah, a little late. The defender came in and hit Theron after he had gone out of bounds. And saw Mr. Gene Grass for the game, so I'm not going to say anything about the Zebras. But it is one of those crews that likes to get together and chit-chat. But
it'll be a 15-yard penalty after the run. So the Hounds will get the ball at the 31-yard line. Great field position for the Hounds. Now we got to finish the drive and go score here.
Hounds need to take control right here because
here goes motion to the top of your screen. Monquel Cox is hitting the backfield. It's going to be a loss. Just backside pressure there coming off the edge.
6:15 to play here in the first quarter. No score. Newport's second offensive possession and a chance right here.
The trips to the bottom of your screen on 2nd and 11 from the 32. Here's the snap. We're going to fake and look, throwing the screen to J.T. Haynes. J.T. Haynes making a few guys miss, and it'll be brought down around the 26-yard line.
Going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 for the Hounds. Boy, Cash got leveled.
5:40 to go in the first quarter, and here comes a late flag. We'll try to sort it out. It looks to be on the Hounds.
What in the world could that be?
Looks like we said something to an official on the far sideline.
So the official comes up and he's got to go talk to another official. You don't have to talk to the next guy, or maybe he has to talk to him because it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty and they're going to have to write his number down, I guess. But they do, I like Ben, they do a lot of chit-chat.
well, chit-chat's for the coffee shop.
A very, very deliberate crew.
And it'll be an unsportsmanlike against the Hounds. It should be. You lose it down there, correct, Dave?
I don't know on unsportsmanlike conduct, do you? I don't think so.
I believe he signaled. That's going to be 3rd down and 20 now for the Greyhound offense. Behind the sticks again. There goes Monquel in motion. There's a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start against the Hounds.
Well, I've seen already that these guys are going to be in the ball game the whole night.
Well, you just got to overcome. You still got to come out here and execute the game plan, and regardless of what those guys do, we've got to play ball and we've got to put some points on the board here. 3rd and 25.
Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to pass. He's got time. Going to throw the slip screen. Monquel is hit. And it's going to be another loss to the Greyhounds. And we'll bring out the punt team.
Football game brought to you by White River Area Agency on Aging, Ben Black's Lawn Care Sprinkler System, and Gravel Moving. MPOC Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic, the White River Health Systems by Robert Turner at 2802 Stegall Road, and Dr. Gavin McDowell Customize.
And a flag on the play.
Vision care. Hounds are in motion again, I think.
And that's what it'll be.
Hounds are going backwards.
You start your drive on the 31 and then end up over here on the opposite 46. Here's the snap. They're bringing pressure, and it's going to be tipped. Ball's going to take a good roll once again for the Hounds. It's going to get inside the 5, and we're going to let it roll all the way to the 2-yard line.
Well, what another punt by Cash. Almost about another 60-yard kick. Hounds got to play tough defense here and not let them out of a hole. These guys are going to run deliberately. They're going to be slow, and what I mean by it is they're going to run clock and try to prevent the Hounds from getting a bunch of offensive possessions, but 2 possessions already and not much to show for the Hound offense.
Double tight for the Knights. 1st and 10 from their 2-yard line. Here's the snap. Quarterback's going to keep looking for a hole. He runs a guy over, and then he'll be brought down.
Going right on carry. Be brought down around the 7-yard line.
He gets 5. Just a little quarterback keeper to the right, to our left.
Second and 5 from the 7-yard line. Play clock inside 10 once again. Here's the snap, fake, and going to look to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle. He's got a guy open. He's going to hang on to it and be brought down around the 23-yard line. Going to bring up.
No, incomplete pass.
No.
One official ruled yes, the other one came in and waved it off and said no. So it's going to bring up a big 3rd down and 5, and it's huge for the Hounds right here. 4 minutes to play in the first quarter, no score.
Look for him to go in the air once again on that.
Yeah, the big kid they got Monquel Cox covering a 6'8" guy.
Here's the snap. Quarterback going to roll out to his left, looking to throw his pressure. Just throwing it up. Played well by James Dixon. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and 5 for the Knights.
Well, the Hounds got a big break on this drive, no doubt.
Yeah.
It looked like he caught it from up here. Clock's at 3:56 here in the first quarter.
0-0 is our score.
We'll see if the Hounds try to bring pressure. High snap. Going to get it off. He's going to kick a booming kick, and Theron's just going to let it bounce over his head. And they're going to down it at the 47-yard line, and the Hounds will take over from there.
You know, Center Point has what Osceola didn't have last week. Osceola had a lot of those guys that were 6'1" to 6'3", 175 to 180-pound guys. These guys have got a lot of guys that are, you know, under 6 foot tall, but good-looking athletes, run to the football exceptionally well. Not real big, but tremendously quick. And hitters. These guys like to hit.
Very aggressive.
1st and 10 for the Hounds. Theron Davis in the backfield. At the tailback, here's the snap. Forster going to look to pass. Throws to Clark. Julius Clark just sticking his head down. Up to the 47. Gain of 6. Make it 2nd and 4. And the Hounds look to go quick.
Clock down to 3:30. Still no score here in the first quarter.
I think we're about to take a shot right here.
Bottom of your screen.
Offsides play. Center Point doesn't fall forward. Here's the snap. We'll go Theron. Theron was hitting the backfield. Theron makes a few guys miss. And Theron will have a 1st down and more as he's brought down around the 37-yard line.
Connor Prince with a pancake block. Boy, they're bringing the linebackers, and boy, if you could just get past that first little edge, they'll have 3 to 5 guys down and bringing both linebackers.
1st and 10 for the Hound offense. Here's the snap. Forster looking to pass. There's the shot we were talking about to Zaywin Smith. It just overthrows him. Had Zaywin open and just couldn't come up with it.
2:49 remaining here in the quarter. No score if you just joined us. First round of the playoffs. Hounds with the football, 2nd down and 10. Ball's down to the 37-yard line.
2nd and 10 for the Greyhound offense. Here's the snap. We're going to go Monquel. Monquel trying to get outside. Monquel is going to be brought down for another loss for the Greyhounds. Once these guys see run, they attack.
Yes.
8 came from the backside. At that outside linebacker position came, and he just saw and he took.
2:20 to play in the quarter.
3rd and 13 for the Hound offense. Here's the snap. We're going to fake play action. Look in the pass. We're going to throw it up to Julius Clark. It's intercepted around the 20-yard line. Center Point looking to return. And he's going to make a few guys miss and get up around to the 49-yard line. And you'd say right now, Center Point does have the advantage.
They're outplaying the Greyhounds right here, no doubt. Hounds can't seem to get any offense rolling. And obviously, these guys with their best position of the night.
First and 10 from the 49 for Center Point. Here's the snap, and here comes a reverse. Played well by the Hounds. Monquel Cox going to get the tackle.
Was a good hit there by Monquel.
Monquel staying at home, make it 2nd and 7.
Greyhound boosters include White River EMS on Pecan Street, Miller Newell in downtown Newport. I'm mad. I am making a difference. Greenway Equipment Company, Fletcher Land Surveying, Farmers Electric Company, County Judge Jeff Phillips, Keith Davis and Thrive In, Bubba Sink Farms, Connie Shana and Sissy Boyster, and the Frank A. Rogers Company.
2nd and 7 from the 48 for the Knights. Here's the snap, going to roll out to his right. Looking to throw. He's going to throw it deep to 10. And it's going to be an incomplete pass. Monquel Cox there on the coverage.
Monquel was having to defend from behind. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 7 in another huge play right here.
Joe Brodus checking into the ball game at defensive end. Here's the snap, and we've got pressure, and they're looking to throw, and they throw it to the big man, and the incomplete just overthrows him. And it's going to be a 4th down and 7.
A punting situation for Center Point.
Clock down to 1:11 in the first quarter. Still no score.
Smash mouth defense on both sides.
Here's the snap. 8's going to get the punt off, and it's going to be end over end. And Theron's going to catch it on the bounce. And Theron's looking to get outside. Theron Davis is going to be brought down around the 14-yard line. Where the Newport offense will set up
shop there right near the 15. It call it officially the 15. 1st down and 10, and obviously the worst starting field position of the night for the Hounds. Well, the Hounds have had great field position first couple of drives. Couldn't do anything with it. We're going to break one here in a minute. Those linebackers come rushing in there, and they don't have a free safety.
Here's the snap. Forster looking to pass, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Julius Clark back on the crack block, and
Hounds just look a little out of sync offensively here.
Well, it's the coldest game of the year. It's playoff time, so it'll just take us a little bit to get our bearings down, and then we're going to roll.
56.6 seconds to play in the quarter. No score here between Center Point and the Greyhounds.
2nd and 10 from the 15. Clemmy in motion. Here's the snap. Forster looking to pass and then dumps it off to Monquel. Monquel Cox is getting outside. Monquel across the 40, across the 50. Monquel making another guy miss. Monquel cutting it back cross field. Monquel Cox is still on his feet. Makes another guy miss across the 40. Makes another guy miss across the 30. Monquel Cox is still on his feet. Makes another guy miss, and he's going to get the end zone. Touchdown, Greyhounds.
Absolutely incredible run.
But there is a flag back at the 42-yard line.
On what would have gone down as one of the greatest runs in the history of Newport High School is going to be brought back, it looks like. We'll see. We don't know. Hounds are lining up like they're going to go for the extra point, so maybe that was against those guys. Make a call, guys. Let's go.
That's the best run you've ever seen.
Wow, and I'm telling you what, guys, that was incredible. That was an incredible run.
He just made a move. He would read his blocks. He would stop. He would go. He would cut. He would juke. Yeah, incredible is not a good enough word.
And I want to come back to it here in a little bit and talk about the call, because putting the guy in motion and the delay coming back this way, we had a 2-on-1 out here, and we got a block on the corner, and sprung Monquel. Great call by John Bradley.
Rolando Noguez for the kick. Falwell with the snap, Murphy with the hold, and the kick is up and it's good. And your Greyhounds lead it 7-0 over the Center Point Knights with 35 seconds to go in the first quarter.
85 yards worth of real estate covered by Monquel Cox and brought to you by Bratcher Real Estate. Bratcher1realestate.com. Mary Reed, Lauren Sampson, Caroline Young, and Amanda Reynolds at 732 Malcolm Avenue in Newport. Acquire your real estate at 523-5100. What a sensational run by Monquel Cox, and what a great call by John Bradley. We put a guy in motion one time before that, didn't run that play, but boy, we got out here, we got a 2-on-1 on the cornerback, and Monquel made 4 different moves that I know of to make people miss. Incredible run.
Just a phenomenal call on the halfback delay.
There's our friend Bob Tucker, and Bob, as true to form, still in the shorts. Says if it rains, I'll wear the long pants, but if it doesn't rain, I'm wearing my shorts. He's tougher than me. The coach from Center Point has got I think he's got a.
Well, I think he's right.
I think he is too.
You can't decline the penalty, I don't think, and then take it.
Correct.
Yeah, once you decline it, I think they missed this one.
Yeah, the Hounds decline the penalty and accept the play. Do the Hounds try to kick it all the way deep, start them at the 20, or try to pin them inside the 20? We're going to be offsides here.
The offsides against Newport. That'll be a
I think maybe somebody knew they blew one on that one, and they're going to back us up. I've never seen that before.
35 seconds to play here in the first quarter. 7-0 Hounds. Was an 85-yard run, correct?
Yes, sir.
Was it from 15 with an incomplete pass?
A phenomenal run. Monquel Cox and Forster to kick off.
We're offsides again by about 3 yards. No doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
And that's what we talked about early in the game. You can't have silly penalties. And I believe the referees did miss the call, but you play the hand that you're dealt.
We were offsides 2.5 yards there.
You just got to do the little things right, especially in a playoff game.
We're going to try it again.
Forster going to kick it deep. and it's going to go inside to the 1 yard line where they're looking to return, and makes the guy miss, and then he's going to be tackled, but there is a flag on the play. Chris Reynolds in on that tackle. Flag at the 19, and you can bet this is going to be another 5-minute delay.
It's an illegal block in the back, and the flag is down about the 19-yard line. Should be half the distance to the goal from there. See if they get it marked off.
This crew has got to be NFL referees.
Well, the last 5 plays have had penalty, a flag thrown.
Flag was at the 18.
Back to the 9 is
So it should
correct.
go to the 9.
28.6 to play in the quarter. Hounds lead 7-0 thanks to a Monquel Cox 85-yard run. Boy, did he cover some Bratcher real estate.
First and 10 from the 9-yard line for the Knights. Here's the snap, just a handoff. Wake side, Clemmy Alcorn's going to be on the tackle, and then here come a host of Greyhounds to wrap him up around the 15.
And the first quarter looks to expire with 15 seconds as the clock still ticks.
Pick up of 6 right there, and that's too much on first down, especially on just a dive play. Clock will expire.
So Hounds lead at 7-0 here in the first.
And a reminder that the Arkansas Activities Association, which is sponsoring this playoff football game, is a voluntary nonprofit educational association of some 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe to be the most desirable for high school youth. Football game brought to you by Farmers Tire Mart, 1501 Malcolm Avenue in Newport, by the Bank of England Mortgage Company, Kenny Thaxton in the Village Mall, the Newport Economic Development Commission, John Chadwell and Julie Allen at the Chamber in downtown Newport, Unity Health, Harris Medical Center, City of Newport, the Recycling Center, also El Puente Restaurant, Highway 367 north of Newport, and Norman Baker Pharmacy, Mary Davison Crew, by Dillinger Funeral Home. Family-owned business that spent more than 80 years putting people first and treating customers like family. Merchants and Planners Bank, main office 2nd Hazel Street, and the north office and offices throughout northeast and north central Arkansas. And by St. Michael's Place at 1311 North Pecan Street in Newport. We've played a quarter. Hounds lead 7-0. And a second down and 4 coming up. Maybe 5. Ball just inside the 15-yard line in Centerport territory.
Centerport breaks the huddle, and here's the snap. Quarterback's just going to keep right and looking to get outside. Julius Pruitt's going to be on the tackle. He'll be brought down around the 22-yard line.
Coach Hansley talks often and has for the last several years, has been the defensive coordinator, head football coach, about setting an edge. Hounds were not able to set the edge there. It wasn't anything fancy.
And they'll get the first down, make it 1st and 10 from the 22.
7-0. The Greyhounds lead with 11:25 to play in the second quarter.
Here's the snap, and just a handoff trying to get outside. Julius Pruitt trying to get there, and James Dixon also in on the tackle.
And again, no edge there.
Clock down to 11 minutes here in the second quarter.
Pick up of 9, second down and 1 coming up for Centerpoint.
from the 31-yard line. Double tight formation. Here's the snap. Quarterback's just going to keep once again. And it'll be brought down by Clemmy Alcorn and Zane Watkins. Have enough for a first down. Another first down for the night.
I just got a text message from our good friend Gene Grice. And Gene said, you need to violate the Gene rule.
Oh.
Thank you, my friend. Let me text him back and say we may do that. Love me some Gene Grice.
First and 10 from the 33. Here's the snap fake and just going to throw it out to the flats. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Had a guy open there. Keep running the dive, and they fake and throw it out in the flats and had a guy open.
They just couldn't come down with the catch. Clock down to 10:08, and it will stop on the incomplete pass. Hounds lead it 7-0.
85-yard run by Monquel Cox, and it was super.
Second and 10 from the 33.
Big possession defensively for the Hounds.
Here's the snap fake. Quarterback's going to keep. And he's going to make a few guys miss, and Alex Emery and Zane Watkins will tackle him around the 36, make it 3rd down and 7.
Boy, Dalton was in the backfield and put a hand on him, but just couldn't drag him down.
Alex Emery and Zane, just both those kids senior. Both of them play both sides of the football. Alex a little limp right now. Got a little limp. He's good to go. Tough kid. 3rd down and 7, and this play's huge. Hounds look like they're going to come with some pressure.
Here's the snap. Going to throw the screen pass. James Dixon is there for the tackle, and a host of Hounds to tackle him as well. It's going to be short as the ball is marked at the 39-yard line.
4th down in the long 3 or a short 4. I do not think that they'll go for it here. I think they may run a long count. Here comes the punting team. And a fake may be a possibility. Very well could be a fake.
And there's the snap, and he will punt it. A booming punt. Theron's just going to let it go over his head. And it'll roll out of bounds around the 20-yard line.
The punting has been sensational tonight, and punting against a crosswind. The wind is blowing towards the Newport sideline out of the north at about 11 to 15 miles per hour. Those people sitting over the stands over there have a wind right at their face. Very, very cold wind. Hounds will set up shop at the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10, leading by 7 with 8:35 to play. And a heck of a football game thus far.
Darren Davis in the ballgame at the tailback position. He goes in motion. Here's the snap. We're going to look to throw across the middle. Julius Clark making a guy miss. Julius Clark getting outside across the 40, the 45, 50, and it'll be knocked out of bounds inside the 45.
Well, that's what we've missed the last several weeks is Julius coming across the middle, catching the football and making yards after that. Not another penalty. Surely to goodness, not another penalty on either team. I mean, I don't see a flag. Y'all see a flag? I can't see anyway, but I'm looking on the monitor and don't see anything. But they're going to get together and they're going to discuss it.
Where is the flag? It's over on our sideline.
Well, these guys have been in the game the entire game. It's been all about them. Goodness gracious.
Ball's now spotted at the 41, and it should be 1st and 10 from there.
So what was the call?
I have no idea. I'm almost as confused as the referees.
Well, you can be too picky and be too good.
Here's the snap. Forrester fake. Going to look to throw. He's got Clemmy Alcorn wide open. Clemmy Alcorn going up and grabbing that ball.
It's going to be enough for a first down. Clock to 8:22. Hounds lead at 7-0 as we just crossed midfield.
Ball marked at the 48-yard line. Hounds looking at the sideline to get the play in. Trips to the bottom of your screen with Smith, Clark, and Alcorn. JT Haynes, the lonesome receiver at the top. Here's the snap. Going to throw the screen to Clemmy. Clemmy Alcorn looking. Clemmy Alcorn lowers his shoulder and going to run a guy over. And it'll be brought down around the 32-yard line. Another first down for the Greyhounds. Trips again for the Hounds from the 32, 1st and 10. Theron Davis at the tailback. There is a flag on the play. False start against the offense. 1st and 15 now for the Hounds.
I appreciate them not having to get together and decide what they needed to do on that. We'll just mark it off and let's go. Clock moving, 7.5 to play in the first half. Hounds lead 7-0 over Center Point.
1st and 15 from the 37. Trips again to the bottom of your screen. They bring pressure. Here's the snap. Forrester looking for Haynes. JT Haynes going up to catch that ball. We'll see what they mark it.
Complete.
They're going to say complete, and there is a flag.
There's a flag on every play, almost every play. And it'll have to be defensive pass interference.
They're going to call pass interference on the defense.
So the Hounds will take the ball there. The referee standing back here at the 36-yard line. And now the officials who huddled up, it's just. I mean, Newport declines the penalty. They'll take it down there where the ball is. How much is there to this? Make a call and let's play.
Pass interference, Center Point.
And it's a pass interference on Center Point.
And it's the first down, Newport ball down there at the 6-yard line. I mean, how much does it take to get that call made? I mean, it's just, that's what it is. They're bringing the ball back.
We have a right to the ball, Terry!
I see the discussion now. What's the discussion? The discussion is we don't know. And the reason we don't know is because nobody knows. The official on that side clearly said complete pass. He clearly said a complete pass. I have no idea what's going on here. Two officials are visiting with the Center Point coaches. It was first down and 15 from the 37-yard line. So I guess on the pass interference penalty, so apparently we didn't catch the ball. It was an incomplete pass. But the official on that side, as I was looking on the monitor.
Well, here he comes.
Yeah, what he's going to say right here is, yeah, he caught the ball, so they're going to move it. They got to move it to the 6-yard line. He clearly. Well, that's what the coach is saying, that from here that you clearly said a completion. He's going to get himself. He's going to lose the battle if it's completion.
And we're still discussing.
Yeah, Center Point wants to call a timeout. Just a reminder, the football game is brought to you by the Sonic Drive-In and also ASU Newport. A great place to start. Center Point wants to talk about it. Don't blame them, because I think everybody in the house is confused. The way the officials saw it was that it was interference against Center Point. And if that's the case, the only way you could mark it down to the 22, it would be a 15-yard penalty from the 37, which would mean you didn't catch the football down there. Did I not see on the monitor what I thought I saw? Because
I saw it, for
that's
sure.
what the coach was saying. Even the coach from Center Point was saying, I saw you go complete. So it had to be incomplete. And the Hounds get a 15-yard penalty. It's first down and 10 from the 22. Let's play ball. Took us over 6 minutes to sort that out. Very unusual.
Oh, first and 10 from the 22. Here's the snap. We're going to go Theron Davis up the middle. Theron Davis is going to make a few guys miss, and Theron Davis is going to be brought down inside to the 1-yard line. It'll be first and goal from the 1-yard line, and there's the explosiveness from Theron Davis.
Boy, he did explode like a bomb right there.
Hound's going to go quick. Probably let Theron finish it off here. Here's the snap. They bring everybody, and Theron Davis is going to stick his head down. And touchdown, Greyhounds.
Hounds covering some more real estate there and going up 13-0. Brought to you by Bratcher Real Estate on Malcolm Avenue in Newport. That was a weird drive.
A long drive, and the clock didn't run.
The clock never ran. Well, it didn't run for the discussions.
Falwell with the snap. Murphy with the hold. Noguez with the kick, and it's good. Your Hounds lead at 14-0 over the Center Point Knights with 6:47 to go in the second quarter.
Football game brought to you by Sam Nicholson Farms, by Glass Plus, located at 1110 Highway 367 North. Mark Manning Shelter Insurance, B&T Battery, Lou Allen and Company, Doyle Family Farms, the Churchman Building Center, Iberia Bank. Also by Mark McGoy and Family Farm, Purdy's Flowers and Gifts, Eye Care RX Pharmacy, Brenda Benish, Modern Women of America, and Brian Smith, Agency Manager, Farm Bureau Insurance, Amanda Reynolds at Bratcher Real Estate. Her phone number is 217-2133. Looking for a big hit of the week, Bad Boy Motors hit of the week, George Kell Motor Company player of the game, and the Subway coaches report at the end of the contest. Hounds lead 14-0 with 6:47 to play. And it's been a hard-fought 14 points for the Hounds.
Forrester to kick off for the Greyhounds. And a high sky kick, fair catch, and going to field it around the 31-yard line, where the Knights will set up shop.
31-yard line.
Center Point breaking the huddle. First and 10 for them. Here's the snap, and they're going to hand it off, trying to get outside. And he is going to get outside. He'll have a first down and more. Darren Davis is going to bring him down around the 47-yard line. And now Eli Alcorn checking into the ball game. Eli Alcorn, one of those ninth graders, move up for the Hounds.
He's got the assignment of covering one-on-one the 6'8" guy here.
Here's the snap. They're going to look to throw. They're going to throw it deep. Clark's there. Clark goes up, and it's incomplete.
.6:14, clock stops on the incompletion. Theron back in. Eli back out.
Eli, a phenomenal quarterback for that junior high group. 2nd and 10 for the Knights. Here's the snap, and just a dive play it. And we miss a tackle, and then Clemmy Alcorn is going to finally bring him down. And it'll be a first down.
We had him hit after about a 2-yard gain. Just couldn't come up with the tackle.
Give it time again. Let's go.
First and 10 from the 37. Here's the snap, fake. Quarterback's rolling out. Got a man open across the 30, and Monquel Cox will bring him out of bounds around the 32-yard line.
When we get the playoffs, anything can happen. They get 9 on that one with 5:30 clock moving here.
Excuse me, the 28-yard line. 2nd and 1 for the Knights. Hounds looking to bring pressure. Jadarius Reed checking into the ballgame now for the Hounds. Here's the snap, and they go up the middle. And played well by the Hound defense. It's going to be enough for a first down, though. Jadarius Reed, Clemmy Alcorn in on that tackle. Another one of those 9th graders who...
Clock just under 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Hounds lead at 14-0.
.430 remaining. 14-0 Hounds. We're in the second quarter here.
First and 10 from the 27. Here's the snap, fake. Quarterback going to look to throw. He's going to throw it up. An incomplete pass. And bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Center Point Knights.
The Center Point defense gave up 50-plus points to all 3 of their losses in their conference, to Prescott, to Smackover, and to Harmony Grove. Held the Hounds to 14 here in the first half thus far.
Here's the snap. Quarterback's just going to keep trying to get outside. And they're going to bring him down. Julius Clark and Julius Pruitt. Gain of 4, make it 3rd and 6 now for the Knights.
4 minutes to go here in the first half. Hounds lead at 14-0.
Now 3rd down That's very critical for both teams. Here's the snap. Quarterback's just going to keep. Quarterback lowering his shoulder, and he'll be brought down. It'll be short of a first down, but 4th and 3, and it looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, no doubt they have to here.
Did see a kicker earlier. He was kicking 30-yard field goals.
They got to get 7 here. Yeah, they have to go for it. Well, obviously, y'all say watch the ball, watch the long count.
Joe Brodus out, Alex Emery in, Joe Brodus in, Spencer Mullinax out.
No switcheroo.
Oh, switcheroo.
4th and 3. There's going to be a timeout for the Knights.
Well, these guys have had a lot of success just running the football to our side, talking about to the bottom of the screen. Here in the second quarter, getting the edge there. You expect them to try to run that football outside. Quarterback's had some success just taking the snap and running between the tackles. This is one of those plays where you just got to stop them. You make a big play right here. It's monumental in what might happen for the rest of the football game. Very cold night, very cold. Watch the football and don't jump off sides. Football game brought to you by WRMC Medical Complex in Newport. The White River Health Systems. And by Sam's Diner from 2nd Street.
Fourth and 3 from the 20-yard line.
Huge 4th down for the Hounds here.
Got to watch the quarterback right here. Here comes motion. Here's the snap. The quarterback's going to look. He's got a man open. And they're going to rule it a catch. And if they do, it should be enough for a first down. And they do. First down, center point.
Down to the 16, first down and 10 for the Knights right there.
Clock at 2:40 and still ticking.
First and 10 from the 16. Just dive play, played well. Zane Watkins there on the tackle. Gain of 2, make it 2nd and 8.
Center point down to 1 timeout. Clock really not a factor at this point.
Could be huge for center point. They get a score here and they get ball at half. 2nd and 8 from the 14. Here's the snap. And they're going to hand it off, trying to get outside. Played well by Julius Clark. And there's Theron Davis with the tackle.
Well, great job by Julius Clark, Theron Davis on the defensive side of the ball there. Clock down to 1:40 and still rolling here in the second quarter. Hounds still lead 14-0.
Jadarius Reed in the ball game for Spencer Murphy. Now Joe Brodus in the game for Spencer Mullinax.
All right, Greyhound fans, we need you again. 3rd down and 11.
3rd and 11 from the 17. Watch the back out of the backfield.
Here's the snap, fake. Quarterback's going to roll. He's pressured. He throws over the middle. It's intercepted by Clemmy Alcorn. Clemmy Alcorn going to return it, and it'll finally be brought down around the 29-yard line. The clock will stop, and we'll see what the Hounds will try to do here with 56 seconds to go.
And 3 timeouts.
And 3 timeouts in the first half.
Yeah, plenty of time on the clock when you consider that we have all 3 timeouts left.
Let me tell you what, just to give the defense credit, just a huge play.
Well, all year long, we've lived off that 4th down. And they just come up big and make big plays when they're in the goal line, and man there with the interception, just huge.
First and 10 for the Hounds. Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to pass. He's going to throw it out to Reed. Jadarius Reed will be pushed out of bounds. They told him to run the clock.
Oh, no, guys. Clearly out of bounds. Clearly out of bounds.
Hounds will
Clearly.
go quick. Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to throw. Cash is going to throw it to Zaywin Smith. Zaywin's open. And incomplete, and it'll stop the clock at 28 seconds. And timeout for the Hounds.
I just don't get. Jadarius was pushed completely out of bounds, and the clock did not stop. The officials did not stop it. I just don't get it. I think that's what they're talking about right now. That's what Mark Hadsley's talking about. Guys, you catch the ball and you get knocked 5-6 yards out of bounds. He never went to the ground. So it's not like his knee hit. How in the world can that not be? It's just been an absolute, goodness gracious.
Oh. Well, regardless, 28 seconds remain here in the first half. Hounds lead at 14-0.
Trips to the bottom of your screen, empty backfield for the Hounds. Here's the snap. We're going to look to throw. Forrester throws it over the middle to Monquel Cox. Monquel Cox going to get across the 50 to the 49.
Timeout, guys.
Clock will stop until the chains get set. Still have the 2 timeouts.
Well, take your timeout right here, 23 seconds. You're going to get 3 or 4 plays right here. You have 1 timeout left. You need to keep the 1 in case you're short of the. I'm not whining about the call. I'm just wondering how you can't call that guy out of bounds.
I don't understand it either. But not much we can do about it up here.
No, we're going to quit complaining and call the game.
Well, we know what we've got. So let's just line up and play ball, boys.
First and 10. Here's the snap. Forrester going to roll. Looking to throw. He throws a bullet over the middle to Zaywin. It's going to be incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm a screen pass right here. I mean, they're playing a lot of guys deep. It takes a lot of time. It does take a lot of time to run, but you got a timeout left.
Here's the snap on 2nd and 10. Forrester going to throw it out to the flats. Jadarius Reed. And then they'll mark him out of bounds now. Just short of a first down. Make it 3rd down and inches with 8 seconds to go. And now the clock rolls. Here's the snap. You got to take a shot at the end zone. Forrester's going to look. He's going to let one go up. And it's going to be incomplete, and that'll do it for this half. Your Hounds are going to lead it 14-0 over the Center Point Knights.
14-0 Hounds lead. We'll be back. Second half action is next. And we are back, and it was a very cold but entertaining first half. We had some discussion about what we really thought happened on the play that was the interference where they called the reception, and we'll kind of elaborate on that. Hayden, what was some of the information that you got?
I believe that when we went up for the ball, we initially caught it, and then Center Point comes down with it.
Okay.
Once he comes down. So they signal catch, and their coach is screaming because they call the pass interference, and they're trying to mark it off. Well, it should have been a half a distance to the goal. We should have got the ball there. And then they say just incomplete pass. So the reason he was out there arguing and screaming is because he thought his boys had the ball.
Right, yeah. Well, it was at the 37. It was at the original play was at the 37. So we got a 15-yard penalty. Interference, pass interference would be a 15-yard penalty, and we got that down to the 22. So we got, if it was an incomplete pass, then they got it right. So, we want to give them credit for getting it right. But he certainly singled completion, and either they had to catch it or we had to catch it.
Someone had the football.
That's correct. That is correct. But anyway, and, we're just talking to a lot of the fans, and just these guys are trying to get it right. I mean, they're working hard. They want to get it right. They want to make sure that they get it right. They're taking a little extra time to make sure that they do get it right, and we'll commend them for that and stay off the guys in the striped shirts. It's a hard job to do. I mean, if you see what is an infraction, you throw your flag and then you discuss it and mark it off. Some do it faster than others. Some do it more deliberate, slow style to make sure that they get it absolutely right. And this is one of those crews that they all want to make sure they get it right, and that's what they're doing. So we have to kick off to these guys. These guys have shown some ability to move the football, especially on the ground. Newport with a big stop on an interception. And then, just not a lot of offense, obviously, at 14-0. These guys have given up a lot of points in their conference losses. They gave up over 50 last week. They were 52 last week, 54 and 53, I think, or maybe 50 to Camden, Harmony Grove, and Smackover. So these guys are used to giving up a lot of points, and we're used to scoring a lot of points, but they played real well defensively tonight. And here we go with the second half. Short kick.
Going to catch it around the 38-yard line, make a guy miss, and fall down at the 41-yard line. Ball did come out, but he was clearly down, and that's where Center Point will set up shop. They've had a lot of success on just the quarterback keep, and I'm sure that they might have watched last week's film with Osceola, and that guy, Cam Turner from Osceola,
the player,
just had him a night to remember out here, and I think that they might have watched a little bit of that and said, hey, we got a pretty good quarterback too. And I applaud them for coming out, and they play hard. And I knew from the get-go when they come out here and they stuff us that they're going to play for 4 quarters.
Yes, sir. And we got a ball game on our hands right here. We got a half to try to win. We need to win this half.
1st and 10 from the 41. Hounds look to bring pressure on first down. Here's the snap. Going to fake, and the quarterback's going to throw the screen pass out and had a guy open and just threw his hands.
Boy, he'll be sick about that one tomorrow. He's just beating himself on the helmet. Man, right through his hands, but bring up a second down for the Center Point Knights.
That was a great call, just back out of the backfield. We had some defenders there, but we were off. The guy should have caught the ball. But a good play call by those guys coming out of the half. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 41-yard line. Just underway second half. Hounds leading 14-0 here in this contest.
Dalton Phillips, Joe Brodus, Zane Watkins, and Spencer Mullinax holding down the defensive front.
Look at the Hounds. They have all 11 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Here's the snap and a handoff. He's hitting the backfield, makes a guy miss, and Theron Davis going to go low. Not going to get him down, but Jadarius Reed, Clemmy Alcorn, and Julius Pruitt will bring him down. Late flag.
And that's going to be on Newport for just not stopping on the whistle, I would assume. Holy smokes. Of course, the flag was in the middle of the pile over there.
The flag was thrown from the backside.
Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike, and it'll give them first down. And they'll have the ball to 44.
You can't do that. I mean, you just simply can't have silly mistakes like that in big football games, and that instead of a 3rd down and long coming up, it's 1st down and 10 for those guys. So come on, defense. Let's go. 11:35, clock moving here in the 3rd quarter. We lead 14-0.
Here comes motion to the top of your screen. Here's the snap. Quarterback's just going to keep up the middle.
Right on carry.
Hounds put nobody in motion with number 14 when he crossed a lot of people's faces. So let's see what happens if they come back to that, maybe throw the football to that guy.
Gain of 2, make it 2nd and 8. The ball at the 42-yard line.
Clock just under 11 minutes here in the third quarter. Hounds lead at 14-0.
And watch the pass here on 2nd and 8.
See if they come back to this play with 14 in motion.
There he goes.
And here's the snap. They're going to roll out and they're going to dump it off to him. And James Dixon all over it.
Well, I knew they would come back to it, and we had somebody that went with him that time. James went with him.
I believe that may be a bad boy hit of the week.
Bad boy Morris, hit of the week, James Dixon. And now we got him at 3rd and long again, 3rd and 8.
3rd down and 8.
(10:20) clock still moving here in the third quarter.
25-second clock down to 10.
Haven't broke the huddle yet, and now they do.
They're going to have to hurry up here.
With it at 5. They're going to get it off and throw the screen pass, and played well. Julius Pruitt.
Ooh, I believe that may be another bad boy Mowers hit of the week. 2 in a row.
Julius just played it well.
Yeah, that's textbook right there.
3rd down and long. That's what you usually think if you're a defense there.
That's 4th and long, 4th and 8, and decision time for Center Point.
Looks like they may go for it.
And they will elect to go for it on 4th and 8 from their 42-yard line. Here's the snap. They're going to look to pass. He's just going to throw it deep. Theron Davis is there in coverage. Theron Davis.
Very smartly.
Brilliant.
Very smartly. Could have intercepted the pass. Had the presence of mind. A sophomore to say it. He said, I got it. I might as well drop it because I'm down here inside the 10-yard line and we're going to get the football back up here. Great play, great defense, and a very smart play by Theron Davis.
The Hounds will take it over here, the 42-yard line.
We need points. We need quick points. What offensive line is battled all night long.
And an undersized defensive line for Center Point, but they get after it. Here's the snap. Monquel with in motion. They're going to look across the middle, throw it to Clemmy. And it's going to tip up, and J.T. Haynes is going to catch the ball for a first down at the 39-yard line.
Right place at the right time there. Ball goes through Clemmy's hands, and J.T., after it's tipped, comes down with the reception. Huge, huge play for the Hounds there.
Sometimes it just falls your way, and that right there it did.
9:05 on the clock.
Quad set.
Here's the snap. We're going to throw the bubble. And throw it to Monquel, and it's going to be incomplete. I like the play call. We went to that quad set a handful of times this year, and it's been successful. I believe that was the first play that we ran with Theron Davis in the first ball game. But here's the snap on 2nd and 10. We'll go to Monquel up the middle. And Monquel give him a couple.
Other than the long run that we had, Monquel, the 85-yard run, not been able to run the football very well at all against these guys.
No, they're doing an excellent job of stopping the run, and that's obviously opened up some passing game for us.
We're playing a lot of man and loading that box, bringing pressure as much as possible. Here's the snap. They're going to look to Clemmy on 3rd and 8. Clemmy's going to make a guy miss, and Clemmy Alcorn's going to be brought down around the 20-yard line, and it'll be a first down for the Hounds.
Big first down there from Forster to Alcorn. Clock down to 8:28. Hounds leading 14-0 in the contest here in the third quarter.
Theron Davis checking into the ballgame now for the Greyhounds at the tailback position. Here's the snap. Forster going to look to pass. Got time. He throws over the middle with a slant to Julius Clark. He takes the lick, and he's going to be brought down around the 11-yard line, just short of a first down.
Well, it's been a huge play all year. Clark across the middle does a great job holding on to that ball and taking a big hit there.
I'm glad to see Julius Clark back. The ability to cut and run the way he does helps the Greyhound offense tremendously.
Oh, just a huge asset.
2nd and 1.
Here comes motion to the bottom of your screen. Here's the snap. We're going to go Theron that way. Theron Davis trying to get outside. Theron Davis is going to have a first down around the 9-yard line, so it's going to bring up, should bring up 1st and goal now.
Yeah, Yes, from the 9. First down and goal from the 9.
First and goal for the Hounds.
7:24 to go here in the third quarter. Hounds trying to go up by 3 scores.
Trips to the top of your screen for the Hound offense. Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to pass. He's going to throw it up to Clark. An incomplete pass.
Clock will stop at 7:10.
Cash pressure there and had to get rid of it quickly. Second and goal from the 9-yard line for the Greyhound offense. Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to throw. He fires a bullet to Zaywin Smith, and Zaywin's going to be brought down around the 5-yard line. It's going to be third and goal from the 5.
Well, you got a couple of downs to get it in right here. You can elect to run the football 2 times in a row. Try to throw it, a couple of times. You've got a lot in the playbook that you can do.
Those defensive ends keep crashing on the run. This would be a perfect time to pull one with Cash. I'd love to see it right here.
Yes, it would.
And Cash is going to go out to receiver. And Clemmy Alcorn in at quarterback, a little wildcat formation. Here comes motion with J.T. Haynes. And now motion with Theron. And fake, and there we go with Clemmy. Played well, and Clemmy's going to stick his head down and try to fight for extra yards. And Clemmy,
all that for
no
nothing.
gain.
All the eye candy and no disruption to the center point defense. So fourth down, right in the middle of the field with the Hounds elect to kick a field goal here. I like an extra point.
The way the Hound defense is playing, I think that Coach Hinsley gave him the nod and said, hey, go for it.
I like the call.
Fourth and goal from the 5. Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to pass. He throws over the middle. J.T. Haynes incomplete. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
It's just a coin toss there. If you make it, great call, and if you don't, it's easy to say, well,
You
should have kicked it,
points,
but we just elected to gamble, and it pays off sometimes it doesn't. Hounds lead it 14-0 with 5:41 to go here in the third quarter. Center point will take over on the 5-yard line.
You had it first and goal from the 9, and then you had it third and goal from the 5. You had a couple of places to get it in. Hounds don't do it. But 5:51 to play here in the third quarter. Give those guys credit.
First and 10 for the Knights at the 5-yard line. Here's the snap. Quarterback's just trying to keep. Played well. Jadarius Reed's going to be in on that tackle.
We got the ball. Do we?
Dalton Phillips has the football. He's blown dead.
Wow, I don't know what happened down here, but number 72 for them tackled our guy here.
Really?
I get 2nd and 9 from the 6-yard line.
Come on, defense. Hold them.
Clock at 5:15.
We just need to win a football game, whatever it takes.
Hounds lead it by 2 scores.
Center point going quick to the line. Offsides play.
We'll give them 5 cheap ones there.
And the Hounds will jump and give them the 5.
Still not enough for a first down.
It's going to be 2nd and 4.
Clock down to 4:58 in the third quarter.
Second down at 4.
Ball at the 11-yard line. And a team that's thrown the ball a lot on 2nd down, I'd expect it again.
Flag on the play.
And we'll get those 5 cheap ones back.
And a false start on
Center point.
the Knights.
4:43, clock stops as they move the ball for the penalty, so it's back to 2nd and 9.
7-yard line. 2nd and 8.
Watch the football.
From the 7-yard line, here's the snap. They're going to fake, and quarterback's going to throw it out in the flats. Darren Davis is there. Darren Davis can't bring him down, and finally does.
14-yard line.
We'll see if they mark it.
Looks like it's going to be short according to the spot. And it
Third
is.
one.
All right, Greyhound fans, third.
Clock just under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Hounds leading here 14-0. It's a big third down.
Look for 8 to keep it here.
Watch the football.
Here's the snap, and that's what they'll do. And he's hit the backfield. Dalton Phillips.
Spencer Mullinax, Clemmy Alcorn all in the backfield on that play.
Dalton just blew it up from the get-go, and here comes the cavalry.
Yeah, great job by Dalton Phillips to disrupt things there at the line of scrimmage. It throws the whole timing off, and when you're in that quarterback's face, it's hard to make a move.
3rd down and 1, and it's a loss. Big play by the Newport defense.
Clock's moving at 3:09.
High snap. It's on the ground, and quarterback's going to have to. He actually gets it off, and it's going to take a very good bounce, and that could have went really, really south for those guys. It's going to get a 39-yard punt, and the ball's going to be marked at the 49.
Yeah, and to clarify what happened last week on the penalty, and we talked to Coach Hansley. When the Osceola punter dropped the football and he picked it up and then he punted it and we roughed him, and then we were saying that we thought that shouldn't have been roughing. The actual rule got changed for this year, and in trying to protect guys, unless he makes a football move in trying to run like that guy did, he dropped the ball, picked it up, tried to run, you could rough that guy, but you couldn't rough the guy last week, so they got that one right also.
Here's the snap for 1st and 10 from the 49. Forster throws a bullet to Clemmy Alcorn. Complete at the 42-yard line. Gain of 7. 2nd and 3 now for the Hounds.
Clock at 2:49.
I don't like that rule. I know it's a safety rule, but I don't like that rule. I think once you drop the ball like that, because if you do that, you can tell your guys, hey, let's line up in punt formation. When they come to hit you, I want you to just punt it.
Right.
And we'll just take 15 all the way down the field. But 2nd and 3, Alcorn in motion to the bottom of your screen. Forrester rolling out, looking. He's got Clemmy open. Clemmy Alcorn sticking his foot in the ground, and he'll finally be brought down at the 25.
No face mask. Oh.
And they like to
Ripped his helmet off.
Yeah. And one they don't call, but let's just keep going, guys. Keep moving.
Yeah,
1st down and 10.
Good positive play for the Hounds there. Clock down 2:39 and ticking. Hounds leading it 14-0 as we're trying to go up another score here.
Hunter Hurst checking into the ball game at left guard for Dalton Phillips. Trips to the top of your screen. Here's the snap. Forster's going to look to pass. Forster's got all time in the world. Now he's going to roll out and he's going to throw a bullet to Zaywin Smith. And Zaywin's going to cut back. And there's a lot of going on over here.
And no official there to see what was happening.
I didn't see what happened. Did y'all?
No, I just saw it. I don't know what I saw. But the officials are going to talk about it. They're going to let the clock run. They're going to talk about it without the stop the clock if you're going to get together, guys. Stop the clock. This is unbelievable that the guys would sit there. The clock has not stopped.
Stop the clock!
And they have no idea what it should be stopped at.
They finally stopped it. The officials never said stop the clock. It's one of those unsportsmanlike conduct on both players, so they'll have to write them down. And
How can you call that
when you never saw
when
it?
you never saw it? You just heard both crowds yelling. You heard the roar, and you turn around, and then no flag was thrown, and then you just say unsportsmanlike on both guys.
Yeah, there was no flag, and then they got together and they didn't stop the clock. I mean, it ran for a minute. The official never. That's the white hat's job, to stop the clock. Well, their coach has been on him all night, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to keep talking about the referees, but guys, it has been absolutely horrendous all night long. Here's another meeting.
There's nothing to talk about, guys. It's over. You called it.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Let's play ball.
They're going to kick us off the air, guys. And we're not whining for us. We're just saying that just.
Well, it's not just us. It's our fans. It's their fans. I mean, everybody sees it.
Here's the snap. Forrester going to throw it out to the flat to Monquel Cox. Monquel Cox is going to be brought down around the 18-yard line.
Yeah, the thing, you had 2 penalties and no flag.
Connor Prince is absolutely getting after his man out here.
Come on, Hounds. We need 3rd down and 3 right here. 3rd and 3. Can the Hounds get 3? Hounds had it down here a while ago. 3rd and.
Clock down to 105 and ticking.
Here's the snap. We're going to go Monquel. Monquel's hitting the backfield, and it's going to be a loss.
That's going to be 4th down and 5 for the Hounds, and give these Center Point Knights credit for stuffing the Greyhounds the last time on the 5-yard line. And now it's 4th down and 5 from the 20.
Hounds going quick on 4th and 5. Offside play. And they're going to get Center Point to jump.
Great call by the Hound offense there by John Bradley.
First down, Greyhounds.
It'll be a 1st down for the Hounds.
Clock stops at 37 seconds. Okay, there we go. Clock is now rolling. Clock down to 30.
3rd quarter.
Here's the snap. We fake to Monquel and then throw it out to the flats. Clemmy making a guy miss. Ball's on the ground. They're going to pick it up and try to return it. And he's going to get across the 20-yard line.
Hounds twice with opportunities to score here in the 3rd quarter.
We're just not putting these guys away. We're getting what we want. We're moving the ball when we want, and then we get inside the red zone and we're getting things to fall our way. The tip pass that JT catches, a lot of things, and then stuff like that happens, and then the momentum swings.
Well, it's definitely a game of ups and downs.
It's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster. You just got to keep plugging and keep battling and keep holding these guys off as we have all night.
Playoffs are not easy, guys.
No,
they're not easy.
They're not. And anything can happen.
1st and 10 for the Knights. Here's the snap, and they're going to try to get outside. And he makes a stiff arm, and he's finally going to be brought out of bounds.
It's been there all night long. They just get the edge on us there.
Flag on the play.
And another one.
Let them play.
Let the boys play, ref.
Saying on Newport. Just don't say anything. Just
Face mask call against the Greyhounds.
added on to the end of the run.
Now Coach Hinesley calls a timeout and wants to discuss it with their white hat.
Well, it's gotten a little chippy. We've had 4 or 5 or 6 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties tonight. Hounds are a little frustrated they can't get it in the end zone. Last 2 possessions, 3rd and 4th down, goal from the 5, and then Clemmy looked like he's running for a touchdown, got hit, lost the ball, and they recover it. And then a penalty against the Hounds, a major. Let me tell you what, there's 9.2 seconds to play, and anything can happen in a playoff football game. We remember last year. Yes, we can hold on and win this football game. Survive and advance. That's what it's all about.
Just a little frustration. I'm sorry, got a little wiry earlier.
I think everybody in this whole stadium is feeling the same way, Hayden.
Coach Hasley is still talking with the officials. Now they're going to charge us another timeout. He's just now calling the timeout.
We'll have to check on that to make sure.
You can't start the clock after a timeout. You can't start the clock after a timeout. Guys, you cannot start the clock after a timeout. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. In all my 36 years of broadcasting, I have never seen anything like this in my life. Coming off a timeout, and then the white hat starts the clock.
He's making up for when he didn't turn it off earlier. That's what it was. Making up for not when he went out of bounds.
And now discussion again.
It sounded good, didn't it?
It's unbelievable.
It blows my mind. Here we go.
Well, it's 1st and 10.
Clock is down to 9 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
From the 44 for the center point offense. Here's the snap fake. Quarterback going to look to pass. He's pressured. He's got a man open out and just incomplete. A little underthrown there.
They did correct it. They did put the 9 seconds back up there. But goodness gracious. It has, and even in our broadcast here, it's really taken away from these kids and what these kids are trying to do on both sides of the ball. Just been an array of penalties.
Well, like you said, both sides of football tonight just coming out battling hard, playing great football. It's what playoff football is all about.
2nd and 10 from the 44 for center point.
Yeah, come on, Hounds.
And here's a flag. Going to have a delay of game for center point. Be a 5-yard penalty. Back them up. Make it 2nd and 15 from the 39.
14-0, the Hounds lead. 4.4 seconds to play in the third quarter. Hounds have had a couple opportunities here in the third quarter. They couldn't get points on the board. Come on, defense, let's hold here. Watch the football.
Here's the snap. Going to throw it to the back, out the flats. And Bass is going to be brought incomplete.
Read well by the Newport defenders there. We were all over it.
I thought it was about to be a bad boy collision right there when that guy went to look up and we come in. But it's going to be an incomplete pass, 3rd and 15 from the 39.
4/10 of a second remaining here in the third quarter.
Going to be the last play of the third quarter.
Hounds still leading 14-0 in the contest.
Alex Emery checking in the ballgame. Joe Brodus, crucial minutes he's had at that defensive line position, now checking out. Hounds look to bring pressure. Here's the snap. Quarterback's going to roll out. He's going to look to throw. He's going to throw it deep. Monquel Cox is there. Monquel Cox is going to pick it off. And Monquel's not gone down. And Monquel finally will be brought down at the 25-yard line.
We've had a wild third quarter with no scoring.
Well, big interception there on 3rd down and long for the Greyhound defense. We'll take over at about the 25-yard line.
Let me sell something, guys. Game brought to you by Jackson's Funeral Home, the 1900 block of Malcolm Avenue, and by White River Area Agency on Aging, 1200 Highway 367 North. MPOC Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic, the White River Health Systems. And Robert Turner at 2802 Stegall Road. Dr. Gavin McDowell at Customized Vision Care. Farmers Tire Mart, where the rubber meets the road. The Bank of England Mortgage Company, Kenny Thaxton. NEDC, Newport Economic Development Commission. Unity Health, Harris Medical Center, and the City of Newport, the Recycling Center. El Puente Restaurant, Norman Baker Pharmacy, Mary Davison Crew, Dillinger Funeral Home, Highway 367 North, Merchants and Planners Bank, St. Michael's Place on North Pecan Street, the Sonic Drive-In, new location, and ASU Newport. George Cal Motor Company brings you the star of the game and Subway Coaches Report at the end of the contest, and the Bad Boy Mowers Collision of the Week. We got a couple of big hits. Anybody in the clubhouse yet for the?
James Dixon early.
James Dixon, and in the next play, Julius Pruitt.
Couple of them. Bad Boy Mowers, hit of the week.
We're going to have 2 more this quarter.
I just hope we score 2 more touchdowns.
How about a long, methodical drive right here for 12 minutes?
I'll take it.
Here's the snap, 1st and 10. We're going to throw it to J.T. Haynes. J.T. Haynes making a guy miss. J.T. Haynes will have the first down. J.T. Haynes come up big last week. Had 2 touchdown receptions. Got the George Kell Motors player of the game last week. I'm sorry. Started to stutter there, but
It's all right, brother.
And J.T., he has come on this year.
Played well down the stretch here. Come on, Hounds.
2nd and 1. Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to pass. Cash has got time. Cash throws a bullet to JT. JT on the sideline. They're going to say incomplete. Now 3rd down and 1.
You know, the Hounds have just not had a lot of success running the football tonight.
Well, give those guys some center point credit.
Absolutely.
They're playing really well on the line of scrimmage. Their linebackers are coming most of the time.
Had a really good defensive game plan for tonight.
Can the Hounds get a yard here?
Here's the snap. Theron Davis outside. Theron Davis is going to stick his shoulder down and fight for what he can. It'll get brought down around the 42-yard line. 1st down for the Hounds.
Who got the pancake block here? Was that Connor? Connor Prince.
57 or 51. It's either Connor or Zane. I believe it was Connor, though.
1st down and 10 Hounds.
From the 42. Here's the snap. Forrester going to look to pass. He's got Clemmy Alcorn open across the 45, across the 50. And Clemmy Alcorn will be tripped up and brought down around the 42-yard line. 1st down once again for the Hounds.
$11-10 to go here in the 4th quarter. Hounds lead at 14-0 as we're trying to go up another score.
Here's the snap. Forrester looking to pass. He's pressured. Cash is going to escape and be brought down around the 40-yard line. Give him a gain of 1.
Well, he looked up. He went through his progressions. He saw that there was nothing there. So he tucks it and runs and gains the better part of a yard. Clock down to 10.5 to go here in the 4th quarter. Hounds lead at 14-0.
Ball's marked at the 40-yard line. Offsides play.
Great call by Coach John Bradley. Those guys playing tremendously aggressive. And so the no call gets them there.
I'd run it again.
Clock at 10:20 and rolling. 14-0. Hounds lead in the 4th quarter.
2nd and 3 from the 35. Here's the snap. Forrester looking to pass. He's got Alcorn open in the flats. Alcorn making a guy miss across the 30 and get brought down around the 25-yard line.
I love watching that guy run the football. He just has tremendous move, tremendous stuff. He could stop and go on a dime. Just a great asset to this football program.
A play we've had very, very much success tonight is Clemmy at that nub back, H-back position and just run him out the flat.
Yeah.
Having your outside receiver, when you play man like that outside linebacker walks down, that's his responsibility. It doesn't have enough time to get Clemmy. Trips to the top of your screen, 1st and 10 from the 25. Here's the snap. Forrester going to look. Forrester's pressured. He's going to tuck it and run, and Cash will be brought down around the 20-yard line.
Got 6.
I love it.
Cash showing a little ability to escape pressure.
2nd down and 5.
And make it 2nd and 5
You got 5 then.
from the 21. Thought he might have got to the 20, but the 21's where they'll mark it. Here comes Alcorn in motion. And we're going to hand it off to Monquel Cox up the middle. Monquel will be brought down.
They've just had an answer for that all night long. Dalton Phillips slow to get up.
3rd down from Newport. 3rd and 4.
He's holding an ankle.
This was timeout.
59 Hunter Hurst will check into the ball game for Dalton.
And we'll take a break. Dalton Phillips, after about a 30-second pause in the action, will walk off under his own power. Hunter Hurst in the football game. And it's 3rd down and 4. The Hounds with a couple of chances here. Boy, these guys have been real stingy in these situations.
From the 20-yard line, here's the snap. They bring the house. And Monquel Cox out in the flats. Monquel Cox going to be brought down inside the 10.
What a call.
Great call by Coach John Bradley and the Greyhound offense there. Bring up a big 1st down. Clock down to 8:40. And moving here in the contest. Hounds lead at 14-0. We're trying to go up another score to lead it by 3.
First and goal from the 8. Had it 1st and goal from the 9 earlier.
Here comes JT and Haynes in motion, and now Monquel in motion. Here's the snap, fake, and we go underneath to Clemmy Alcorn. Clemmy Alcorn's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Greyhounds.
Another great call by John Bradley.
Yeah, he's just drawing it up over there, man, and you just can't draw up one better than that. Bring both guys in motion. The 2 defenders go with him. Clemmy comes back underneath the bottom side and just wide open, walks in the end zone.
Was that Big Alex Emery leading the charge?
Big Alex Emery, number
Big Alex.
55.
Big Alex. What a player.
We've got time here. Waiting on personnel. So the Hounds go up a 3rd score with 8:16 to go in the 4th quarter as we await the extra point.
And they're going to
Oh, wow.
and now we got a fight out on the field.
Things could get out of hand here.
There's going to be some ejections.
You just can't do that. You just cannot do that.
Well, they're going to have to sort it out. I don't think the kid from Centerpoint meant any harm whatsoever. I don't think he meant any harm.
He got a good jump on the snap.
And they blew it dead, and he probably just accidentally ran into the guy.
It's unacceptable.
Well, it's unacceptable to get in a fight in a high school football game.
Absolutely unacceptable.
No matter what happens. And they can take as long as they want and get this call right. It's just inexcusable for the Newport Greyhounds to start a fight. Inexcusable. I don't even know who did it, but it's inexcusable. Regardless if you're taking up for your teammate or not, there's no place for that in this football game. That situation could have gotten really, really out of hand, and it didn't. And then you have to give a lot of credit to both the teams, the kids. I mean, the kids.
To break up the fight.
Yes.
Well, both sides tonight have fought and played a tremendous ball game. We've had a lot of distractions from the guys in the stripes, which is just part of the game.
Sure.
You have to overcome that part of the game. Just a lot of frustration. Both teams here in the playoffs playing to either to move on or to hang it up for the year. So it's a very important game to both sides.
Well, we're gonna see who exactly, because once you fight like that, you're gonna be kicked out of the football game. And
I don't know the rules for going into the next weeks.
Well, you would be kicked out the remainder of this football game, and then it is the 4th quarter, so you'll be kicked out the entire game next week for an ejection.
Yeah, you miss a whole game.
You will miss the entire game next week if you go next week. Either way, just going to sort out who exactly is going to be ejected.
It's been one of those deals where they'll
all on an extra point.
Well, and again, I don't think kids coming from off the edge, the bottom of the screen, from center point, Got a little offsides. Here's the call, and we're not going to be able to tell the numbers that got ejected. Offsides against those guys. And personal foul.
He's ejected. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Center Point. The penalties will offset, but he will be ejected from the game.
Our guy will.
Our guy,
Yeah.
Newport will have a guy ejected. But the offsides will give us half the distance now.
Do we have a number of who it was yet?
I don't think we should. Let me think here now.
The offsides happened before.
The offsides happened,
And then
so it's a dead ball. Then you get a unsportsmanlike conduct on.
Hey, I'm just thinking if it's offsetting penalties, it's offsetting penalties. Maybe Newport gets to pick. I don't know. We're going to go for 2, though.
Oh, man.
Is this Dalton Phillips back in the football game here with his ankle tape? I'm just looking on the screen there.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
tough
Well,
kid.
Here's what I want to say from here on out. With 8:16 to go in the game, and it's just been, you could just feel a lot of tension here. I hope it's over. I hope that there's no more of that. And I'm just so fortunate and so glad that that didn't get out of hand any worse than what it did, because it could have gotten bad.
It's just about the part of the field where the Batesville fight started.
Play action. We're going to go for 2, and Clemmy Alcorn's open. 2-point conversion's good. Your Hounds will go up 22-0 with 8:16 to go in the fourth quarter.
I'll remind everybody about our great booster, Sam Nicholson Farms, Glass Plus, handling residential, commercial, and automotive glass. We do mirrors, screens, prints, picture framing, and auto glass repair and replacement at Glass Plus. Mark Manning, Shield of Shelter. We're your shield, we're your shelter. At Shelter Insurance, Mark Manning. B&T Battery, the battery guys. All types of batteries and now oil changes. And Lou Allen and Company. All types of tax preparation and planning, management consulting services. The Doyle Family Farm, saluting the Greyhounds. Churchman Building Center, Ace is the place. More than just a couple of nails and a hammer. Small jobs to major renovations, Ace is the place. Iberia Bank, Billy Keating and crew, located at 200 Olivia Drive. Mark McGoy and Mark McGoy Farms. Purdy's Flowers and Gifts. Great gifts for holidays and weddings, baby showers, housewarming gifts. All at Purdy's. We're ready to go.
We still have Coach Hinsley out on the field talking to the White Hat.
Another Bratcher Real Estate touchdown, covering the real estate when we scored the touchdown.
And Cash Forrester to kick off for the Hounds. Forrester's going to kick a sky kick around the 27-yard line. Jadarius Reed's there on the first hit and then makes a guy miss. Trying to get outside and making another guy miss. He's going to get outside and then pushed out of bounds around the 40-yard line.
No laundry on the field as of now. Big return by those guys. Center Point taking the ball. Where did he receive it? At about the 30? Back down to the other 30? Oh, excuse me, the 39.
They just gave a sideline warning over here.
Yeah, they just did. There was a flag. Ben, you missed it. There was
Okay. I should have known. My bad. I'll do better next time, guys.
First and 10 from the 39. 8:06 remaining in the football game. Hounds still leading 22-0 over the Center Point Knights. Little personnel miscommunication. Here's the snap. 22 trying to get outside, and he does. sticking his shoulder down and going to get what he can.
Been there all night long.
The quarterback is now number 15 for Center Point.
Out of bounds, 7:59 to play in the ball game, 22-0 Greyhounds.
2nd and 4 from the 33 for the Knights. Here's the snap. They're going to hand it off up the middle. Played well by the Hounds. It'll be brought down by a host of Hounds.
Clemmy Alcorn, Alex Emery, Julius Pruitt.
Julius Pruitt, Clemmy Alcorn, Alex Emery all in on that tackle.
Yeah, just a gang tackle there.
3rd and 4 from the 34.
Clock at 7:38 and moving here in the fourth quarter. Hounds lead it 22-0.
And they move it to the 33. Well, you expect 22 is going to carry the football, 8 no longer being the quarterback. You expect them not to throw, so you expect it to be 22.
Here's the snap. Quarterback's just going to keep it. Played well by the Hounds. And he'll be brought down for a loss of 1.
15 on the carry. Dave Bryant.
Bring up 4th down and 5 on the play. Clock down to 6 minutes and 51 seconds and still moving here in the fourth quarter. Hounds lead it 22-0 over the Center Point Knights.
Fourth and 5 from the 34. Try to go long count. Hounds don't fall for it. Center Point will call a timeout.
Amanda Reynolds has rejoined Bratcher Real Estate at 732 Malcolm Avenue. Her phone number is 217-2133. And Brian Smith, the agency manager of Farm Bureau Insurance. Brenda Benish, Modern Woodman of America, 106 South State Street. Making a positive impact in our community. And I Care RX Pharmacy, located at 1117 McLean Street, Newport. Eric and Katrina Schaffner, let us help you be well at 523-5555. And some other Greyhound boosters that join us here for the playoffs. The Frank A. Rogers Company, Connie Shana and Sissy Boyster, Bubba Sink Farms, Keith Davis, former Newport Greyhound and Charles Valentine Award winner in Thrivent. County Judge Jeff Phillips in his office, Farmers Electric Company, Fletcher Land Surveying, Greenway Equipment Company, I'm Mad, I Am Making a Difference, Miller Newell in downtown Newport, and White River EMS on Pecan Street, 523-3908.
Well, 4th and 5 from the 34 for the Center Point Knights. If you're a Center Point fan, you'd like to get an end zone on this drive. Here's the snap. Quarterback's going to look to pass. He's pressured. Big hit, but he's got a guy open. An incomplete pass. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. Joe Rodas with the big lick, and the Knights have an offensive lineman down.
Joe Brodas went up to get high five, and
Connor Prince knocked him over.
A chest bump. Connor put him to the ground. Was it Connor that got
It was
him?
Connor.
Big stop by the Greyhound defense. Big stop. And give these kids some Center Point credit. I mean, man, they battle these Greyhounds all night long. And
Well, 1st and 10 for the Hounds from the 34. There goes motion. Now there's a flag on the play.
6:22 to play here in the football game. Hounds lead it by the score of 22-0 over the Center Point Knights.
Excuse me, a timeout.
well, it was just our expectation.
Heard a whistle, I just assumed.
6:22, and we want to say this. I mean, we're broadcasters, and we should just broadcast the game. And somebody's got a cramp in 38-degree weather. We got somebody with a cramp over there, but it's been a little frustrating tonight. The good thing about it, the Hounds lead 22-0. And the Hounds would play again here at home if they were to win. Kind of like our chances here, but it's not over. Need to run some clock here. Don't have to score again. We just need to run some clock.
1st and 10 for the Hounds. Here's the snap. Forster going to look to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle. And Clark is going to be tackled by Clemmy Alcorn.
Boy, and that's a collision of the week right there.
I believe that may take the cake.
Clemmy hits Julius.
I'm glad both guys are okay.
Coming across the middle.
1st and 10 for the Hounds, and they look to go quick from the 45.
Clock down to 6 minutes.
Here's the snap. Forster's pressured. Now stepping up. And there's Cash will be brought down for a loss, and there's another flag on the play.
Another flag.
Holding Newport will be a 10-yard penalty.
I wonder how many infractions there have been on the night.
Well, I don't know. I bet Austin Lane could tell you tomorrow.
I'd say over 20.
Oh, easily.
If I was a betting man,
there
I
were
would bet.
probably 10 in the 3rd quarter, weren't there?
We've been a bunch. Second down and how many now?
Should be 2nd and 20.
Well, the holding was way back in the backfield, so it's from the spot of the foul, so it's got to be longer than that.
Here's the snap. Forster going to look to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle. He's got JT Haynes wide open. JT with a stiff arm. JT making a guy miss. JT Haynes still on his feet across the 25 and going to be brought down around the 21-yard line.
JT Haynes has been absolutely lights out for the last 2 weeks.
And Cash Forster with another
Cash
rocket.
just continues to thread the needle and put it on the money. Man, what a job by that guy to lead this offense.
5:40 clock moving. Hounds trying to get a play in. Want to go quickly.
First and 10 from the 21. Here's the snap. Forster going to look to pass. Cash is pressured. Now he's going to throw the end zone to Zaywin. He's got a man open. Touchdown. Greyhounds to Zaywin Smith.
What a route. What protection from the offensive line. It was outstanding. And Cash Forster is excited as I have ever seen him. He threaded the needle. And a great catch. Catching it with your hands, not letting it get to your body. And the Hounds go up 28-0.
5:18 to play in the contest.
Orlando Noguez. Chris Reynolds is just going to fall on it and replace for Spencer Murphy.
28 center point 0.
So the score will stay at 28-0 with the Hounds leading over the Knights with 5:18 to go in the football game.
Guys, and if it stays like this, which we certainly hope that it does, the Hounds will be playing at home again this coming week. It's the second round of the playoffs. And we need a big crowd here if we can hold on and win this football game. Might wait a few more minutes before we start talking about it. But, I mean, I kind of feel comfortable at 28-0. We got them a score on. Have we got them a score? Have we got them a score on McGee and Pickett? Can we get a score on them?
I'll look it up.
Get them a score.
A score is when you got to score.
I'd like to see McGee again just because that's what ended our season last year,
Yeah.
and I think that we'll be fired up, ready to go. Forster to kick off for the Hounds. A high kick fielded around the 36, and he's just going to fall down. Jadarius Reed coming with a head full of steam and knocking a guy on his back.
Center point, they're on 36.
One of those phenomenal ninth graders that moving up and helping this team. Going to see a lot of him in years to come.
Well, it's 28-0, and it has not been easy for the Hounds. We've had 2 other touchdowns that we could have scored. But you give those guys credit for making plays when they needed to make plays.
The score does not indicate how close this game has been.
No, it does not.
And I felt like that the last few weeks.
First and 10 for the Knights from their 37.
And if you get those other two scores, you're talking about 40-something to nothing. But
Here's the snap. They're going to hand it off outside and going to be brought down. Zane Watkins and Julius Clark in on the tackle. Give him 6, make it 2nd and 4.
Hounds
From the 44.
covering some real estate there again. Bratcher Real Estate. Beautiful pass from Cash Forster.
Last score I got from McGee and Piggott, 24-14 McGee. No time. They didn't give the time, so.
Second and 4. Here's the snap, and they're just going to hand it off up the middle, making a guy miss. It'll be brought down around the 49-yard line as he crosses midfield. James Dixon, Jadarius Reed in on the tackle. Give him 1st and 10.
On that, when the Hounds really couldn't rush the football, Cash Forster's had a huge night.
Here's the snap, and there's the handoff, and played well. Jadarius Reed on the tackle.
Spencer Ball, next 28, Jadarius Reed on the tackle. Second down.
Jadarius playing that outside linebacker. Oh, excuse me, he's in an inside linebacker for Clemmy.
Clemming's in the game.
Here's the snap. They're going to hand it off, trying to get outside. Ball's on the ground. Clemmy has the football. We're gonna say ball was on the ground. Clemmy comes up with it. The ref immediately started pointing towards center point. Think he might have got confused.
There you
and
go.
He does.
Hounds football.
Clemmy Alcorn on the recovery. Said he was out, but just a weird little front there, blitzing Clemmy.
I think Jadarius is in the hybrid free safety, strong safety.
I believe they call it a dog.
Dog
guy.
I think the dog guy.
Spot normally played by Spencer.
First and 10 for the Hounds from the 49. Here's the snap. Forster going to pass. Forster throws it. It is complete to Zaywin Smith.
47-yard line, gain of 4, 7 and 6.
To the 47-yard line.
Van Sterner. Thank our scoreboard sponsors, Unity Health, Harris Ford, Georgetown Motors, and Newport.
Clock at 3:03 and moving here in the fourth quarter. Hounds lead it 28-0 over the Center Point Knights.
I just run the clock here, guys. With 2nd and 6 from the 47. Here's the snap. We'll go Theron. Theron up the middle, and he breaks. Theron Davis is going to get outside. Nobody's going to catch him. Theron Davis is going to get in the end zone. Touchdown Greyhounds. That's what you've been talking about, David. If you can escape those linebackers at the second level, you like your chances, especially with the safeties playing, 5 to 7 yards deep with the speed that Theron Davis has, and Theron just cuts it open right there, and a touchdown for the Hounds.
Hounds covering some more real estate. Bratcher Real Estate. Touchdown Theron Davis. Bratcher1realestate.com.
There's the snap and the hold and the kick. And the extra point's good.
We've got to. We're having a discussion here in the press box, and I know exactly what you're saying. I don't know. Maybe. Yep. Hounds up 35-0. See you, Lance Connor. Thank all of our great sponsors and we're having some discussion here among. We can't really discuss what we're discussing, but
Forrester's going to kick it off, a high kick, and he's just going to fall down at the 35-yard line.
35-0, so the clock will run. It'll run out here with 1:28 to go because of the gentleman's rule.
The gentleman's rule.
Well, the Hounds are going to win the football game, and we'll have a George Kell Motor Company player of the game. Bad Boy Mowers hit of the week, Ben Black.
James Dixon.
I'd say
James Dixon. James Dixon. Congratulations.
Yeah, done a great job all year. Probably don't mention his name enough. He does a lot on the defensive side of that football, man.
George Kell Motor Company player of the game and the Subway coaches report. Immediately following the broadcast, 49 seconds and clock moving. Probably get a play off.
The play clock expired, so it's going to be a delay of game. And then back them up 5 yards. Now backing them to the 30-yard line. Clock inside 30 and rolling with the gentleman rule in effect. Here's the snap. Quarterback's just going to keep trying to get outside. Julius Pruitt all over it. And that's probably going to do it. Your Greyhounds are going to win this ball game 35-0 over the Center Point Knights. And we talked about it earlier. It's just playing Survive and Advance. And we're going to host a game here next week. The winner of McGee-Piggott. And McGee, Randy Siege is telling us McGee up 10 in the fourth quarter. So if things fall like that, we'll be playing McGee.
Thank you, sir. Hounds win it, 35-0 final. Thoughts, Ben Black?
Hey, Survive and Advance, man. We get another week, so let's prepare. We're only guaranteed 4 more quarters at this point.
That's correct. That
So
is
a lot
correct.
of these seniors are.
I hope that we have 4 more games.
That would be great, wouldn't it? And that would put us right there in the finals, I would assume.
Yes.
Hayden, final thoughts on this one?
I like Ben said, just survive and advance. That's all it comes down to. It doesn't matter if you win by 1 or you win by 35. At the end of the day, you just got to win the next game. And we're already going to be looking forward to the McGee-Piggott game to see who we host next week here.
Should be a dandy. Hounds win it 35-0. The George Kell Motor Company player of the game is up next. Ladies and gentlemen, we had to get a little bit more room in the press box because big number 55 is joining us, big Alex Emery. And big man, Alex, how big are you?
6'4", 300.
6'4", 300. That's a nice-sized young man. That's a big young man. I don't see how those guys move you out there. And I see them all the time. They try to put 2 or 3 guys to move you out, and they have a hard time moving you out. But the hard-fought football game tonight, you're one of those guys that Coach Hasley talks about all the time. You play on both sides of the ball. You hardly ever get a break. First of all, I want to talk a little bit about your ankle. You taped up. You had a little ankle injury. You came up. You didn't come out of the game. Tell us about the ankle and what's going on there.
Someone just landed on it wrong. It was just taped it up. It'd be fine.
You be ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Put it in a little whirlpool, a little ice, and maybe whatever you got to do this week. But talk a little bit about the ball game tonight. And you talk about, we all get a little nervous and a lot of penalties in the game. But the Hounds hung. We were the better team, but it just took us a little while to show that. But just talk a little bit about the game in general.
Well, Coach wanted us all to stay, focused and positive. And when one thing didn't really go our way, we kind of shut ourselves down. But towards the end, we finally figured out how to do it and how to overcome everything.
Yeah, well, we played a big football game last week. Tell me a little bit about, as a senior, and last week's football game, big conference championship game, and we come up a little short, played a great second half. What was the feeling all this week among you guys coming in and practice? How'd practice go? Kind of tell me about the week in practice.
We just had to move forward.
There you go. There you go.
We knew, Coach actually said, it was a new season, playoffs.
It is. He often talks about the first 3 games, and he talks about the conference season and the playoffs, and it was a big victory for us tonight, no doubt. And it looks like that the Hounds are going to get a chance to play McGee. I'll talk a little bit about more about McGee here in just a little bit, but I want to ask you.
Revenge.
A little revenge game, isn't it? Little revenge game. You're out there most all the time. Which is better for you? Which you like better, offense or defense?
I like offense.
Why do you like offense better?
Oh, there's just something about you blocking the guy, not making the tackle, stopping the guy from doing what they're trying to do.
Yeah. But I was playing a long time ago. Okay, and I tell most anybody that interview up here that I was a linebacker and an offensive tackle, which is an unusual combination.
Really?
That's an unusual combination, being an offensive tackle and a linebacker. But I could run a little bit. But I enjoyed offense better. I made tackles, but I'm like you. I like hitting that guy and driving him off that line of scrimmage and controlling him. And if I pancaked him good, and when we scored a touchdown, I always knew because I was up there blocking. Offensive linemen have to do that, don't we?
Yes, sir.
Get a good feeling when you get a big run and they score. And got to ask you this, Alex, you're a senior, and tell me about school, what you like in school, what you might have planned to do after, high school graduation.
Well, I pretty much have all my credits now, but I just got to have a math and English, and I should be good.
Okay. Anything on maybe a college football a career? Anything talking to anybody about possibly playing?
Yeah, I've thought about it. There's quite a few people looking at me, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay, when that time comes, you'll know, and there's no doubt that you could continue and you can play on the next level. There's no doubt about that. You're a dandy. And I'll talk a little bit about McGee. You talk about revenge. Talk a little bit about last year's game. And sick feeling, I guess?
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, we knew we should have won. We should have beat them. It was just mistakes on our end, and we'll be ready for them next week.
We'll be ready. And talk a little bit about the preparation that you think we'll have this week. What will – Coach, he's pretty solid every week. How's the preparation going to be this week?
We'll just have to stay focused, stay humble and hungry, and stay positive.
You bet. Alex Emery, I'm proud of you, my friend. Big Alex Emery, number 55 in your program, number 1 in your heart. And Benny Smith and Bull, we want you to know we got the player of the game right here. George Kell Motor Company, player of the game. Big Alex Emery, number 55. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
I don't know if I mentioned that was George Kell Motor Company play the game. I think I did. The Subway Coaches Report with Coach Mark Hasley. We visited for about 10 minutes, and we've come up with a lot of adjectives to describe the game, and strange is one of them.
Weird.
Weird.
Awkward at times, yeah.
Different. Hounds win the football game 35-0, and you go, it was a lot closer than that. But then again, we had a couple of times where we maybe should have had a couple of touchdowns where it wouldn't have been nearly as close as what it was. It's a victory for the Hounds, and the Hounds are going to round 2.
And at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a victory, and we're going to round 2. And it's just one of those games that we're going to look back on for the next few days and just like unbelievable things that happened. But I'll say this about our kids: they earned everything they got tonight.
Yeah.
And when you see that makes you feel good about our kids. And there was times we lost our composure, but for the most part, we had decent awareness. We composed ourselves. We earned a win tonight.
Well, I want to go back to the ejection. We actually thought one of our kids got ejected, and we did not call that kid's name. We did not call his name, and we just thought, well, he got ejected, and we just said you just can't do that. It's uncalled for, and then all of a sudden our kid wasn't ejected. It was some kid from them, and the official never told anybody.
No, and see, that's what I didn't like about it, because initially they said they're gone, get them out of here. They're gone, and so to me that's an ejection, and then all of a sudden, I hear on the sidelines that he's not gone.
Right.
So then that's when I go down here and talk to the white hat. I said, now, wait a second. I'm getting conflicting stories here. He's like, their kid's gone, yours isn't. So that's when we call him out and get him back out here. You're right. It was in that situation, there was a lack of communication.
Right.
And all night I felt like there was a lack of communication. But, that was just one of them.
Well, we had you pitch a shutout.
Yeah,
that's solid enough.
In the weirdest way, yeah. But yeah, we did.
Weirdest way, but on a night when offensively we weren't having a lot of success running the football. We got the big 85-yard run, but Cash Forrester almost 400 yards through the air. Offense. Let's talk offense first.
Yeah, when I guess the adjustments that we had to make to throw the ball, what they were doing is they were trying to cap us real quick with their ends.
Right, yeah.
They were playing man on the outside, and they were blitzing a lot. And
Absolutely.
And so with all those kind of intangibles, it makes it hard when you load the box, set the edge with your ends, and blitz in the middle.
Right.
And that's what was shutting us down. They were just putting more up there than we could block. And then you saw us make the adjustments, start throwing it out quicker.
Sure. Sure.
And that's kind of what blew it wide open as far as the passing game. And I guess Clemmy, who was the leading receiver? Do we know? I mean, it had to be Clemmy, just because
It had a couple of guys over 100. Clemmy was over
Clemmy
100.
and JT probably, but I saw a lot of the throws to JT because Clemmy were trying to get him to that edge.
Right, yeah.
Edge. And I think that's what it is. We were having tight formations and then getting the ball out to the edge. But I can't say enough about our passing game right now. And McGee better look out.
It all starts with the snap. And the snap, even in the passing game, has got to be good.
Yeah.
It was exceptional all night long. It was right where it needed to be every time. And then it goes to the offensive line. Then you got to have protection. Then you got to have a good route. Then you got to have a good throw. And then you got to make a catch.
And I'll say this about Gideon. I don't talk enough about Gideon, but that guy, week in, week out, is outmatched a lot of times by size.
Yeah.
And he has a zero in his face all night tonight, and last week, and for still have a consistent snap like that kid's that's hard to do. And so I can't say enough about Gideon. That's just big.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about defense. We talked about that shutout, and these guys had a drive that they kind of got close, and we got a big pick, and then it's such a weird game because normally I can remember a lot of plays that we could talk about, and all I'm thinking about is the officials and what happened.
Y'all are sitting there talking to me about a situation. I'm sitting there going,
yeah,
wait
when
a
was
second.
that?
I got to remember that. I couldn't remember it. It's like it's
you don't
weird.
remember the plays.
It is. It's so strange, but
so many other things that
I know.
we remembered. It was
but
different.
defensively, and that's what I told them at halftime. I wanted to keep the shutout going, and we made a ton of adjustments on that end too. I mean, going from starting out in zone and then trying to do some one high man, and then we went to straight man, and then we just did so many personnel adjustments and so many just scheme adjustments, and that's what this game was about, is a lot of adjustments.
Right.
Because they and give them some credit, they did a lot of things different than film hadn't showed. So but so that's what it's about, and I'll say that for our coaches. Bradley on the sideline, Coach Smith, Coach McGee up in the box. Then Coach Lowry and Coach Reynolds helping me defensively. I can say that making adjustments and the kids being able to do those adjustments is impressive to me too. So it was a night of adjustments and just a weird night altogether.
You mentioned those guys. Also, you got a great group of guys who are volunteer assistant coaches.
Yes.
That are immensely important to our program.
They do so much. They're very valuable. I can't say how valuable they are, and I thank them all the time just because LeVar White and Rashad Billingsley, they're that energy on the sideline that we desperately need sometimes. They're doing things. Hey, Coach, can we do this with the team? Can we do that with the team? And absolutely. The holding up the helmets on kickoff, and they're always they're playing music. They're staying after. I mean, they're so valuable on
They've
just
been there.
keeping
They've
the kids in it, and I'll thank them all the time, and I can't thank them enough for what they do.
Well, there's no doubt the Hounds win a big one here. Anytime you can win a game in the playoffs, and we talked about this a couple of times. Sometimes the big team that's supposed to win doesn't win. I remember back last year we went on the road as a 5 seed and beat a 1 seed and kind of shocked the world. And anyway, I never thought that this ball game was in doubt tonight, but I did know earlier. I thought, golly gee, these guys may be a little bit better than what I thought. And they did some good things, but man, we just hung right around and win the football game 35-0. It's a win in the playoffs, and it gets us to the second round, and that's the most important thing.
And I made that very clear all week. Believe me, that we're playing a 4 seed, but that doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Because think back in the past year, and so we knew they were going to be. That's why I kept telling everybody, would say, "Well, how's Center Point?" I said, "Well, they can beat you." They've shown some things where they could give us fits. I mean, you got a 6'8" tight end. I mean, when you just look at that, you think, "Oh my goodness," But I thought our kids did pretty well after we moved out of zone and shut him down.
I want to look to next Friday night. Hope the crowd. It was a coldest night of the year. Deer hunting weekend. Crowd wasn't as big as what we thought it. We hoped for it to be, but it was loud. But let's look to next week. The McGee Owls football game last year that we went down there and seemingly dominated the football game and had the game not well in hand, but we just knew we were going to win the football game, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny because we've had so many circle games this year.
Yeah.
We've talked about the McGee or the Piggott game and the Osceola game and the Hoxie game being circle games, and it's so funny that now we have another circle game. And there were so many things like after each one of those losses that we talked about we would change and what we do differently, and McGee was no different because that ended our season. And so I mean there's so many things that we want back from McGee now. It's
Right.
not even funny. So we've got some motivation, and this group should be hungry for McGee.
Well, I like this team. I really like this team. I like the grit. I saw
Yeah.
your citywide pep rally post on Facebook last night of just grit. And we talk about
and,
grit.
and they are.
Yeah.
And they are. And I say it so much, but it's the truth. I mean, this is a gritty group, and I just feel like in every game we're there. We're in it.
Well, the Hounds are going to play McGee here at home next week. We ask you, crowd, we ask you to come join us, come support our kids. Our kids are fighting for our community. They're fighting for our school. They're fighting for all of us out there that are Greyhound fans. And I'm looking forward to the challenge that lies ahead for this team. And I think it'll be a great run for the
It will.
Hounds. It's Mark Hansley. This is the Subway Coaches Report, and congratulations to Coach
Thanks,
Mark.
sir.
And that's 1-0 in the playoffs this year, my
1-0.
friend.
Hope there's
Newport
more to
Greyhounds win it 35-0. Until next time, David Black and Mark Hansley, and go
Go
Hounds.
Hounds.